Hey guys, welcome back to the Sovereign Grooming YouTube channel. I want to thank you for tuning in to another weekly rotation video, and we'll go ahead and jump right into this one. If you remember last week, I think I said this, excuse me, I'm a little bit hoarse. Um, I decided to go ahead and do a decant week because I buy lots of decants, and sometimes I buy them and they sit on the dresser for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I never get around to wearing them. So I decided to go ahead and grab a handful that I had bought but not worn yet. So let's go ahead and get started. On Sunday, I wore this one, Creed Aventus, the King. This is batch 19P11. I was curious to get into Aventus a little more, see what it was all about, and I got this batch off of a Facebook group, and to be honest, I really liked it. Like, I'd been really skeptical of Aventus hype, but this one was good. This is kind of the way I would like for it to be. There's a lot of pineapple, a lot of fruit up front. You still got some of that smoky, birchy kind of smell as well, but primarily, heavy on the pineapple. And this one actually lasted a pretty long time. I had somebody asking me about this, and I would say this went a good 6 to 8 hours out of this decant sprayer. Now, this was good enough that I decided this would be the bottle of Aventus that I would buy. Went out looking for it. As it turns out, they didn't make this batch in 100 ml bottles. They made it in 50 ml bottles that cost like twice as much as what a 50 ml decant would cost. So I guess I'm still not going to be getting a retail bottle of this. But Sunday was Creed Aventus, batch 19P11. On Monday, I went with Montfresh, a beautiful mint fragrance from James Healy. You might remember from one of my earlier videos, I wore Cocobello from Healy, and I really liked it. This falls along the same lines in that it's such a high quality fragrance. The mint is very real. It's almost like a spearmint gum. And again, one of the synthetic is one of those words that gets thrown around a lot. I don't know that it really means anything, but in this case, I use it again, just like with Cocobello, because I feel like the ingredients that he's using maybe just smell so authentic, so good. And this one is no exception. So this had decent longevity, but it's a really fresh mint scent, so it didn't last forever, but still, I highly recommend this. If you like mint, check this one out. So that was Monday. On Tuesday, I went with Zoologist Chameleon. And this one is super cool too. So Zoologist is one of those houses that I read a lot about. Got sort of scared of some of their fragrances because of, I don't know. I'm not big on the really dark, weird, animalic kind of stuff, but this one sounded excellent, and it really is. This one's basically pretty tropical, so I guess the idea is that the fragrances are sort of matching the animal or the environment of the animal where it lives. And this one, it's got some fruits in it, some coconut, some vanilla. It's almost like a suntan lotion kind of fragrance. It's hard to describe. There's a lot going on, but this is one that I really enjoyed. Chameleon by Zoologist. Bringing us to Wednesday. This is Remarkable People by, gotta remember the name, Etat Libre d'Ange. And this is also a really nice fragrance. I got this decant from Crystal Turner Montgomery, a crystal fragrance. And this one is particularly cool because it's got this interesting champagne note at the top. And it's really nice. But if you read my Instagram, follow my Instagram, it's below. The longevity on this one wasn't so great. So I sprayed this one about 8 or 9 times. So it is a decant bottle. Sometimes decant sprayers aren't quite as good. But in the morning before I left wherever I was going, I sprayed it on 8 or 9 times. And smelled great, smelled amazing. Stuck around for a little while, maybe 2-3 hours, something like that. And then later that afternoon, we had a worship night at church. So I decided at about 4 o'clock to spray it on again. I did another 8 or 9 sprays. I went and did that, and when I came back about 5 hours later, it was gone. So I sprayed this thing collectively somewhere between 16 and 20 times on that day, and it didn't last, which is sad because it's a beautiful fragrance. So that was Remarkable People. Thursday's fragrance is a marked contrast to the longevity of Remarkable People. This is Hasivat, which is how I'm going to pronounce it, by Nishane, and this is one that like super crazy hype fragrance recently because people are calling it an Aventus clone. They're saying it smells like Aventus, and I get that it smells a little bit like Aventus, but it definitely has its own thing going on. There's a lot of citrus to this one, and I still get some of that smoky sort of deal, and maybe that's why people compare it to Aventus. But again, this is its own thing, and this decant has a special place in my heart because this is my first and only raffle win ever on any Facebook group. So I like that. I didn't have to pay for it. Well, I did have to pay for it. I paid for the raffle. But anyway, I didn't have to pay the regular price for it. So this fragrance I sprayed on 3 times. We'll say 3 times. That might be a little bit generous. A couple up front, 1 in the back. This lasted all day. All day. Like, we're talking 14, 16 hours, and I could still smell it when I woke up the next morning. And then on Saturday, we were going to the pool. Yesterday, we were going to the pool, so I reused the shirt that I wore on Thursday because I'd only worn it for a little while. And when I took it off at the pool, I could still smell this. So this is a crazy beast mode fragrance. It smells really nice. I think this is definitely worth checking out. See, sometimes, and it's expensive, but if a fragrance, if it takes 2 to 3 sprays and it lasts 16 hours, you're definitely getting your money's worth out of it. So that was Thursday. Friday, I went with one that could have easily been a Lemon Week fragrance. Sorry, I guess it either sweated or leaked a little bit in transit when I bought this decant, Dan. That this is Aqua Viva by Profume Aroma, and this is just a really nice, realistic lemon scent. This one's also got a little bit of cedar in it, as Daniel San pointed out to me, because I knew that there was some kind of woody smell, and I looked up the notes, but the cedar sort of gives it a little bit of a nice, interesting woody feel. So this is really another one of those realistic fragrances, bright, zesty, fresh, lemony. I like it. It's nice, but this is one that for the price, I don't know. It's good. Longevity was decent, not awesome, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this one. I have no complaints about it. It's an excellent fragrance. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Aqua Viva. And then finally, Saturday. I didn't put this on until the late afternoon because we went to the pool, but this is Herba Pura by Sospiro. And I was familiar with the Alexandria version of this, which is called Tropical Aura, but I needed to try the original. So I went out and got a decant of this, and man, like, this stuff is really good. So I was thinking that it was going to be a real warm weather fragrance. It's really fruity, kind of bubblegummy almost. It's got a little bit of a gritty sort of texture to it. And again, hoping that it would be a summer fragrance. And it is and it isn't. So this is another one that I sprayed 2 or 3 times. Just like 1, maybe 1.5 to 2 in the front, 1 on the back of my neck, because this one is also like a monster beast mode fragrance. And in the hot weather, like it's been in the mid to upper 90s here lately, and will continue to be, it can get really cloying because it's so sweet, because it's bubblegummy sweet, and because it's powerful and it projects. You have to be careful with this one. So you can wear it in the summer. I did. It smells awesome. But just be careful with the sprays, because you might choke somebody out. You might kill somebody. People start complaining about it if you wear too much. But great fragrance, great performance. In the fall when it's warm, or the spring when it warms up, this is great. So Sospiro Herba Pura. And now we come to this week. We're getting ready to kick this week off, and I think what I'm going to do is, this won't be that interesting next Sunday, but I think I'm going to jump on the fragrance of the week bandwagon. I jump around, I go, like, I think this was number 4, so that means I've been 4 weeks not repeating a fragrance. And, I could easily continue on doing that, but I want to go a little bit further with some fragrances and give them more extended wears. So I asked my buddy Dan Spanos what he suggested, what would he like to see, and this is what he gave me. So I'm going to wear my Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme all week this week, starting today. So that is weekly fragrance rotation number 4, and I'm going to be really embarrassed if it's not number 4 when I get back to my computer, because I'm telling you that it's number 4, but I think it's number 4. So anyway, follow along. It's not going to be a sin of the day this week like it has been, but go ahead and join the Facebook group link below. Follow me on Instagram. I'll find something to post. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend, invite your friend to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later this week.